Move everything around. Hello, everyone. It's the last few seconds before you go live are always hilarious to me. That's all. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. We are here for the second session of Trobriand's Graveyard with all these fine folks and human beings around me that you see here on Variant Roles. So we're going to do a quick intro and then a quick recap, and then we are going to get into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Okay. So I am Kyle, also known as TechnoSkull Online. I use he, him pronouns. I play all the other characters who use all the pronouns. That's what I'm here for. I will be your DM for this next few hours, and we'll go around and do intros. We're going to mix it up a little bit this time and start with Adam.
I'm Adam. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Cygor, the gruff old dwarven cavalier. I can be found at Twitter at Adam_J_Pearson is where I geek out about all kinds of cool nerdy stuff.
All right. Azora.
All right. I'm Izora. I go by she, her pronouns, and I'm Izora Liddell online pretty much everywhere. And I'm playing Mira, who's a bubbly sorceress.
I forgot that she was a sorceress. That's right. Okay. And Matt.
Yeah, I'm Matt. You hear me right? I use he, him pronouns, and I play. Just gonna double check the name to make sure I don't say it wrong. Clay. I always get nervous. No way. He is a druid monk half orc who has some anger issues, but he's working through them. He just needs a hug. I'm honest. Twitter is Delawit. It's on the screen right now, actually. Yeah.
And at the end of the session today, you're gonna have to explain. You keep telling us that it's a British thing, so be prepared at the end of the session to explain what that means. We don't do it right now. Emma.
Hello, I am Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter, and I use she, her pronouns. And today I will be playing Grimble, the gnome forge cleric, who is, she's a little very friendly, and she's just real excited to continue this adventure today.
Sure. So we find ourselves in a level known as Trobriand's Graveyard. Trobriand is nowhere to be seen, which is kind of perhaps a little misleading, but there's some reasons for that. Who would like to give us a super quick recap? Tell you what, the person who gives us a good recap, you can start with it. You can start with inspiration. So who's going to go for it?
Oh, I was going to take an inspiration.
All right, Matt jumped. He's like, hit that buzzer first.
I need that inspiration. Am I rolling so bad?
Survey says, go for it.
We came into this dungeon. We met some pleasant mercenaries who died very quickly. We had a little bit of explore. We found this big archway that apparently duplicates some things. And we stumbled upon some further mercenaries and were told to basically go tell this lovely, crazy inventor that he needs to, or just to try and steal some stuff from him. And on the way, we ran into some creepy fire children who tried to murder us, which Grimble loves so much. And we found he has a raccoon who Clay is currently cuddling. Is it a raccoon?
It's a badger, but close enough. They just wanted to give you hugs.
I'm still.
Nope. No.
And for our good friend Matt Foreman, who's in the Twitch chat right now, has inspired me to create an entire campaign based around Lava Children, which he and him will be playing in for sure.
Oh God, it makes my skin crawl.
Okay, so yes, so you did the rock slide down around into the place. You had the mecha scorpions and the big artifice arch. You run into hobgoblins who tried to recruit you. sort of. And now you're talking to Zox Clamorsham, who's just happy to make friends, and he just wants to invent all the things, and he's so glad that you're here now. And that's where we are. Matt, you can't hate it. It was your idea. Okay.
Did we long rest, by the way, or we just continue straight on?
Oh, no, we're just picking right up where we were. Nope, there's no... in fact, if you like lay down for the night in there... By the way, Adam, I need to see your coffee mug because it looks exactly like mine.
This is my water mug.
It's probably from the same pottery company, I bet.
Yeah, different brewery.
Yeah. All right. So now that we got that fun part out of the way, so you went into Clamorsham Palace, which is not so much of a palace as it is a bunch of welded together sheet metal and scrap metal on top of a big heap of more junk and scrap metal with rust monster corpses staked on it. Not as much a warning as that's where they were killed, and he's got other things to do. He doesn't have time to clean all that up because he's got so many inventions to make and things to build, and he's just got so many ideas. He just hasn't, and that's what he's there for. He also has his shield guardian Rex, who just kind of follows around him and he's just sort of a mechanical bodyguard. You came in through those big round doors that you had been warned about, but instead of trying to force your way through, Mira just kind of knocked on the door and asked politely and made a friend. So it's amazing how much more quickly things went last week, because Mira believes in being polite at first blush. And it's funny how well people respond to that when you don't come in with like fireballs and longswords. And then you met the giant badger, known as Badgie, who is chewing on a stuffed toy in the middle of the room. And I think we determined, yes, that Clay is going to be giving him like belly scritches or whatever. And
that thing he likes down here.
I mean,
don't forget, we got a project manager now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, you can. Okay, we have to figure all of that out. But you said that you were down here for something again. You wanted to pick up some. Who sent you? What are we here for again? I don't remember now. What did I leave that pen? Where is it?
Can I grab everyone and just quickly turn around and huddle?
He is so distracted, he doesn't even notice if you do that. It's fine.
Okay. I'll just grab everyone in and just go, look, the hobgoblin girl, I don't trust her. Let's not try and steal stuff from him, because I think that he's going to help us. He doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't usually trust, a hobgoblin, but here we are. So, yeah, I agree.
Maybe he'll give it to us if we ask nicely. Maybe?
Probably not.
No, yeah, okay. It's a nice thought, though.
Given that's what he's down here for, he needs that thing for the whatever those scorpion things are.
Right, we'll just break huddle, as it were. Well, yes. Well, you see, the lovely forge people were just telling us that you need to sort of calm it down. And we're just kind of having a bit of wondering. Calm it down with your invention stuff. They're getting very perplexed.
What? Perplexed is one word. What? You need me to turn it down? What?
So basically, they were saying that on Monday, you're giving them one invention, then on Tuesday, you're giving them another two, and they don't know which one to do. So they get lost.
The three of them, yes.
They're not fast enough, basically. They're inefficient. You might need to hire more. Or a big stick. Both tend to work.
What? What would I use the big stick for? Will that make the forges work faster? Will it make the forges burn hotter or something?
I don't think so, because I don't think you understand how those forges work. Because what they really do is establish an interplanar manifold, and that way we. Are you okay there, my forge cleric friend? And anyway, what we do is we fold it through the ethereal baffles, and that way it generates the heat. But adding additional fuel is not really going to help, because this isn't a normal thermochemical reaction as you might expect here. So I don't know why you think I need a big stick with those people.
That was a lot of words that I don't understand.
Baffling. Baffling was a good word in there. Baffling was definitely a good word.
Perfect sense.
And it comes down to is a stick. I don't know what I would use it for with them.
Generally, hitting things work. Let's leave it at that.
Oh no! No! Hitting them would be a bad. They're big guys. Why would I want to hit them anyway? They're my friends.
Sorry, girl, you know about hitting
even
things,
ask me
don't
to
you?
pay them.
That way.
I don't even have to give them any money. They just do it because they like making things.
Whatever you say.
You look skeptical, but you can ask them. It's not that I'm not willing to. It's they want good things to work on. But I do understand that sometimes there are some people who think in a more unilinear fashion and not necessarily are able to kind of comprehend the various neural pathways that we all have to follow as we're thinking about all these different things at once. So I will try to slow down and give them one thing at a time. That's so boring.
Well, you could just shorten your list and give them one group of projects.
But I have so many ideas. I've got so many different things. That's why I need all the Scaladar, and that's why I have the Simulacrux, and that's why I need all the... What were you here for again? I don't remember now.
I'm so lost. If I'm perfectly honest, you confuse me, little man.
We're here because something in this damnable mountain has been shaking the earth above it, and the grinding of gears and things seem to come from this level, and we suspect that something around here is the cause.
I know Badgie gets a little gassy sometimes, but I don't understand why that's the problem.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not your weird badger. No.
He's not weird. He's my friend.
You're the weird one.
Yeah. What? Okay, no, you're both weird ones, but that's fine.
Yeah, everybody's in this mountain. We're all weird. It's okay.
Okay, so I told you before that the big worm is not mine, and I don't really have control over it that I know of.
You said it was Trobriand or something like that?
Right, the boar worm belongs to Trobriand, and don't tell nobody, but I don't actually work for him.
So, who is it?
I think we talked about, maybe not, maybe I talked to the other people before because all these conversations are running together, but the thing is that Trobriand works for a very mean wizard named Hallister Blackcloak. And this is actually his whole area where he leaves his junk when he doesn't want it anymore. I don't know why he thinks it's junk. Look at all this fantastic, highly sophisticated apparatus that I've constructed here for all these different things. Anyway, the boar worm is his. He's not here. Are you going to... Oh. If you make it stop, then I can use the parts for the things that I want to be. Oh, this is a good idea. Yes.
Okay,
See, that's where my big stick comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but not for the fire dwarves because they're my friends.
Fine, no fire dwarves hitting.
Right, don't hit them. Besides, if their fists look very hot. If they punch you, it could burn.
Anyway, sorry, Grimble, you were about to say?
Yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say.
That happens to me all the time. It's just how it goes. Wait, another gnome, so actually that makes sense.
Yes. I just love this damned gnome so much.
So, okay. You should know about the worm that it's a lot like my other constructs. It's not alive, so a lot of the things that work on your foresty things won't work. You can't poison it. You can't wear it down. You can't any of those kinds of things that we've that rely on like organic chemical reactions are not going to work here.
If I hit it with my big stick or with my fist, will it damage it?
Is your stick an artifact or some sort of enchanted magical thing?
It does it. Yeah, I guess.
You get.
I mean,
Oh, you don't
I,
even
I
know.
got trained with the stick basically, and like we're a sort of monk order, and it is supposed to hit magic things pretty well.
I mean,
Listen,
I could help with that. I can do all
as
sorts.
long as it's magical, and even better, or if it's made from adamantium. I don't have any of that. It's really hard to get my hands on down here. Although, if you have any suppliers that are willing to make deliveries down here, I'd love to work out some sort of a supply chain management solution with them. The logistics can be worked out, but it's going to be very difficult because the adamantium really would enhance the claws and the flux capacitors on my Scaladar and Magic Scorpion, so it would be fantastic.
Don't you have some adamantium, Sigor?
Yeah, it's in my armor where it's staying.
No, that makes sense.
Oh,
I'm not asking anybody to give up what they need to keep them safe down here. Ooh, this is a crazy place.
Okay, but like, can we melt it?
You want to melt a 100-foot long, 15-foot diameter drilling machine?
Yep.
yeah.
So what you need to understand is that the amount of heat energy that would require would be probably prohibitive in this case. And in fact, I'd be concerned about secondary convective effects that might raise the ambient temperature here in this entire location and thereby be detrimental to your health as well as mine.
Could you
No,
say that with less words?
It means that we could kill ourselves by doing that.
But he's also saying it's possible.
There is a
That's all that
chance.
matters. It's
I'm
possible.
saying there's a chance, but it's a bad idea. If you can just get it to hold still, it might not be able to bite you.
Oh.
I assume this thing has some kind of defensive protocols.
If you try to hit it, it's gonna bite you.
Well, some
Also, watch out
automatons.
for the tail, not just the mouth. Watch out for the tail and the other things.
So like the whole body, really. We gotta.
Trobriand's a very mean kind of guy, and when he makes stuff, he makes it. Wait a second, my stuff defends itself. Okay, it's not mean to make it defend itself so people don't deconstruct it.
Do you have anything that you've made that could help us fight that?
Oh, let me see.
I mean, you're supposed to be the great inventor, aren't you? If anyone's gonna be able to do it, if you want to upstage that Trobriand fella, you've got to help us take this worm. Think about the glory. You would be the better inventor. I turned into Shrek. Don't mind me.
Listen, it's not really about the glory. It's about making all the different things that I have in my head, and I just have to get them all out. And it has to be. That's what I need all the stuff for. Because so if you do take it apart, all I really want is the salvage. Because imagine that if there was like a whole worm going around the simulacrux, and it could even come back on the end and eat its own tail. It would be sort of an Ouroboros kind of technology, and it would be fantastic. So. It's not really about personal glory so much as it is making things that change the world.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So you're asking if I have anything that can help you out? Well,
Yes, that was the original question, like an hour ago.
you seem very grouchy.
Don't worry, that's just him.
No, this is me
Because
being
he
happy.
smells. I wouldn't blame if I smelled that bad.
Well, I do have some things, but I was gonna use them myself.
Okay, but like, what are they? Could we get you more of those things?
Honestly, looking at the four of you, it seems highly unlikely.
Okay, well, thank you for the vote of confidence.
What about?
But here's what I do have. I'm just really nervous because I only have a little bit of it. I have this special kind of paint that whatever you paint becomes real.
Oh my God! Why are you only telling us this now?
Well, because I only met you a little while ago. I couldn't tell you before. You were hanging out with the hobgoblins and the fire dwarves, and I don't even know where you came from before. I've been very busy down here with Badgie and Rex and all of my mecha scorpions because I have all these ideas of things that I want to build, and the simulator is going to help me make more of them so that I can have all these different projects. Because Trobriand, have you met? I don't think you've met Trobriand. He's the guy that kind of owns this place. But
Yeah. We're kind of circling. We're kind of circling the drain now. Let's bring it back.
Okay, so
Are you a good painter?
how would you give it to us, please? We'll get you all the scraps you want.
I will also offer up my services as a tinkerer to assist you in your lab for a bit. How about that?
You know what I really need is like a project manager. Did we talk about this before?
We did. I'm sold. Let's do this. Give us the paint.
Okay,
Also-
everybody turn around.
I spin in a literal circle.
No, face away.
And he goes over because he goes over to this safe. And here's the thing: you see the safe that he goes up to, and the dial on it doesn't have numbers. Instead of numbers, it has little pictographs of burrowing animals. So instead of like 1 through 10, it's got an armadillo, a badger, a chipmunk, a gerbil, a meerkat, a mole, a prairie dog, a rabbit, a tarantula, and a wombat.
Okay.
So I gotta put in the combination, and we did just meet. I don't want to give you, turn around.
I'm just gonna cover my eyes.
No peeking.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, can I quickly wild shape into a spider so he can't see me?
I mean, he might notice that you're not there.
He's pretty absent-minded.
No, he's watching you.
Oh, wait, I thought he turned around at this point. Okay, I'll turn around.
Okay, so he goes and he leans and he's like, putting in this combination, and you hear him kind of mumbling to himself, and then he but I mean, you can see in there. There's gold. There are gems. There's a spell book with a missing cover, because of course it is, and a set of Nolzur's marvelous pigments, which I will put in. Our chat.
Which one?
Good question. I'll put it in the Zoom chat for now because that's what I'm in.
Okie dokie. Oh.
Anyway, point is, you can. There's a pot of this, so you've got up to 1,000 square feet. Where if you create inanimate objects or terrain features or stuff up to 10,000 cubic feet, it's basically the way that Roadrunner would paint a tunnel, or Wile E. Coyote would paint a tunnel, and Roadrunner would run through it, and it would be a real tunnel. Although then Wile E. Coyote would run into it, and it would be just a painting. But anyway, it's the part where you paint it and it turns real.
For someone who doesn't really understand numbers or space or anything, how big is 1,000 square feet compared to like something
So it takes 10 minutes to cover 100 square feet, which is 10 by 10. So if you're in a 10 by 10 room, like a normal sized bedroom, let's say,
okay,
a slightly small bedroom maybe,
got it.
You could paint the floor in 10 minutes.
Okay, so but like how big is 1,000 square feet?
It's en route 10, which is
It's 31 by 31.
Yeah.
You keep saying numbers. I just want like a
big classroom.
Got it.
It would
sold.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just
I see you, Knox.
Thank you, Knox. That's exactly it.
I see you in there. Yeah, she's like, people are like, it's this many square feet, and I'm like, I don't know what that even means.
I don't know what that means.
And if you would just ask that question, I could explain to you, because as explained, it is like, one side will be 10 root 10, but root 10 is really just, it's very close to pi. It's not exactly pi, but you can kind of approximate it that way, and then you just multiply that by 10, and it's 31 by 31.
Okay.
Numbers mean nothing to me. I can't read.
Oh, I know.
That's incredibly sad.
But you can hit things very hard, and in this case, you're just the half orc for the job.
Thank you. Question. When we beat the big worm up, do you need anything from it?
All of it?
Is there anything that I can destroy by accident?
No, don't even worry about that. There's going to be so much there. I'm going to be busy for a month. No, but I don't even remember your name. I'm very sorry.
Claire.
Project Manager.
Grimble?
Grimble! Yes! I'm sure that I remember that now. So anyway, you, the gnome, it's going to be fine, because you're going to help me out taking all this stuff apart, and we're going to just be able to scavenge all this stuff, and hopefully Trobriand doesn't come back anytime soon, but he's busy with Alistair Blackcloak, and that guy is one mad mage.
I'm just going to pat Grumble on the back and just be like, have fun.
I think I will try to do that.
Okay. Let's see, what else?
So you've lived down here long enough. What would be the best strategic location to take on this worm?
Strategic location? When it comes through the tunnel, probably.
But it's got a lot of tunnels. Which one is the best?
The one that's close by, probably, right? I don't know. Wait. You look like the kind of guy who likes to fight a lot, right?
I don't like to fight a lot. I'm just good at it.
Okay. Do I look like the kind of guy that fights a lot?
No, but you're the kind of guy that can do mathematical equations in his head and understand the difference between terrain that is flat and terrain that is vertical.
Which one do you want?
Flat.
Oh, yeah. Then, that whole kind of trench right around the simulacrix?
Yep.
It goes through there sometimes, like in a circle for a little while.
Perfect. See, this is what I'm talking about.
That's helpful to you? I don't know
Absolutely.
What I can tell you is that occasionally I've thought about kind of flooding it with some kind of material to prevent the hobgoblins and the ogres from giving me trouble, but the worm comes through there sometimes, so it wouldn't really make any sense.
Wait. Flooding. Oh.
No, I don't have it flooded.
No, but that might be a great place to do something like that, like with fire.
What are you going to flood it with?
Hot rocks.
Hot rock. This thing grinds to entire mountains. Do you want to block it with rocks?
That are hot, that could melt. Well, I mean, you told us not to melt it, but I'm just saying fire is really useful.
If you can fill it up with hot rocks, more power to you.
I have like 17 forges down there.
But they're fixed where they are. I don't know if you noticed, but there is some ethereal-arcanic runage that surrounds it. That's what's used to bring in, to convey the hot rocks, as you call them. We got to work on your terminology. I've got some books you can read.
I'm a professional smith. It's okay.
But
Mr. Gnome.
The point is that it's in one place, and I really don't want that big purple, it's not purple anymore, that boar worm going through the smithy. That would be a bad idea. It would tear up everything.
No, but can't they draw new runes?
No, it might take a while. How long you got?
I don't know. Depends on the timeline. We can forget it. It's fine.
Mr.
Probably
Mr.
3 or 4 days from retirement, so it's fine.
Oh, you're just about to retire. Oh, it was nice knowing you. You're probably gonna die then.
Mr. Norm, a question. You're simulatorix above Limblom.
The what?
The simulatorix thingy. The thing that goes that makes you more of your scorpions.
Yes, the simulacrux is fantastic. Have I told you my invention?
We all know it's fantastic. You're the greatest alive. It's amazing. Yeah. Anyway, so could you make it replicate other things?
When it's done.
How long will that be?
Well, at the rate those fire dwarves are working, a long time. But that's why I have the gnome lady here. Grimble, that's her name. I'm not gonna forget it because I just now learned it for the first time, so it's fine. We're gonna get things split up, but it's not ready yet.
Okay.
Now,
Can that painting make a portal? Make like a hole in the ground.
What's a portal?
Portal?
Oh, like a door.
Yeah, like a big hole in the ground.
I mean, again, I don't know if you've noticed, this thing makes big holes in the ground.
Yeah, but like a hole to another location.
I don't think this paint can paint a dimensional
if
portal.
I could use it like that, I probably would have already finished all of my inventions.
Interesting.
Thinking too big. Smaller.
What, like him?
Something like that.
Hey, listen, big guy. Just because I'm a little bit diminutive doesn't mean that I count any less than you do, and you should be nice to me because you're in my house and I've been only friendly to you.
Sorry, what's diminutive?
Like your brain.
My brain's amazing. You're not that amazing.
Rex, can you show him out?
No, it's okay. He just sometimes does this. It's just, he's just who he is. So it's okay. I'm like patting Clay on like a little harsh on his leg. Like, don't do that.
The hair is very thin up there. You have to forgive him.
Fair point. Well, no, actually, I don't think that the differential pressure is that different, and it's a relatively small distance. And plus, we're far enough down below sea level that probably the air is extra thick with him. So I don't know if that's really going to work. The partial pressure of oxygen should be just fine to properly saturate his bloodstream.
Okay.
So the trench around the simulacrus is where the best part to engage this worm.
If you say so.
Have the hobgoblins ever tried to fight this thing?
They're pretty stupid, but they're not that stupid.
Oh, could we maybe convince them to assist us?
That was kind of my idea.
I mean, they were not stellar in battle. I'll tell you that.
But then we don't have to deal with them later.
They're good bait, I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Oh, there's another thing out there that you gotta watch out for.
What?
The Shocker Stomper. Maybe. No, maybe not.
No,
Wait.
you should maybe tell us.
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't make it. Trobriand did. It's like, do you know what a plate is?
Like
The thing they eat off.
I'm sure. Yes, I figured you would know all about eating things. So imagine like a big plate, like 30 feet across, but it's on 7 big legs that Trobriand built. And on top of the plate are like, well, they're hemispherical turrets that inject plasma at a very high rate. They're big guns. It's got big guns.
Is it very aggressive?
It's very aggressive.
Oh, okay, but like, wait, let's just reel it in for like a second. What?
It's kind of near the simulacrux.
Okay, but like, are you sure?
Completely.
So we should maybe not go there.
Well, I was just thinking if you could, tease it out, it might be able to do something to the worm. I don't know because Trobriand made both of them. So maybe that would not be a good idea. Maybe they would work together, but maybe they would fight each other.
What if we painted something on the worm that the big guns thing doesn't like, and it shoots it going pew pew pew?
Did you see how fast that worm went?
Well,
Are you a fast painter? Are any of us painters? Or are we going to just wing it?
well,
I'm sensing winging is coming.
you know what they say about plans, right?
No.
Oh, I thought we did.
Plans
I
are
don't know
great. I
anything
make
about
a
that.
new one every minute.
Okay. Everybody just sit down and breathe for a second. She's actually gonna like just sit down.
I'm breathing manually now, and so are you.
I'll be honest, I'm a little lost, but
That's probably how you ended up here, isn't it?
Nope. Purposeful visit.
Really? You came here on purpose?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so you're gonna go fight the thing in the trench. Watch out for the shocker stomper. Hey, I'll make sure that the Scaladar don't give you any trouble. And if you leave them alone, then the Arbalests will leave you alone.
Okay.
Oh.
Could you have the arbalest?
Except for the metal wasps in the junkyard. They're really big.
Okay, I'm sensing a pattern here. Is there anything else we should be looking out for, or is it just all 17 of those things?
Well, there's metal wasps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's like rust monsters.
Okay.
Or as I call them, oxidation consumption machines. But they're not really machines. Observation consumption organisms. Okay, what else? There's Shocker Stomper. Have you met the Hobgoblins? They're really mean. They all work together. They had some ogres, but I don't think the ogres are around anymore because they tried to play with my Arbalests, and my Arbalests didn't want to play.
If we gave you a few hobgoblins, do you reckon you could use them?
You gave them to me? What?
How would that work?
Well,
Yeah, that's not going to work.
I don't think.
I'm not asking you to kill anybody, if that's what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you do what you do, but I'm not connected to it. I just have work to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's get on and try and smack a worm.
Yeah, this is going to be just fine. I'm not concerned at all about what we're walking into.
But you should be. It's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, no. She was being sarcastic. It's all right. Before we get on, those arbalists, they are in that area with the simulatrix. They protect your
question.
They protect your things. Could they protect us?
I mean, they're not going to shoot at you if you don't shoot at them.
No, but if we're in that room and we're fighting a giant worm, could they
you
think
want them to shoot the worm?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now that's what I asked about 20 minutes ago, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
no, this is like a marathon with this guy. It's fine.
It's a gauntlet.
So maybe, I mean, I could try.
I'm sure you'll do great.
We're doing great.
Okay. So you're going to go out there. I will try to make sure that the arbalists don't shoot you. Listen, here's the thing. You want them to shoot the worm, but it sounds like you're going to be up by the worm hitting it, right?
Oh no, not me.
Some of us, yes.
I will. I've got a big stick.
So you got to be careful if the arbalists miss.
It's a
Oh,
100-foot worm. I'm pretty sure they can shoot at the ass instead of the head or wherever we're not, right?
could
He said ass.
Any port in a storm, son.
Can we borrow Rex? He seems
There's
pretty
no
good.
storms down here. We're in Undermountain.
okay, but could your little guys, could they maybe distract the big dude with the beat and
A
the
distraction. That's a brilliant idea. Have you ever considered a career in invention?
yeah, I make things. I do. So there's that.
What do you
Got a
make?
big hammer.
Well, I make tiny little gadgets. I have and
Ooh.
she pulls a tiny little mechanical frog out of her bag
I
and
love
puts it
It's
on the
so
ground.
great. Oh, does it wind up? How do you? Oh my gosh, this is so great. How do you power it?
With magic and love.
You know, it's fine. I know you have things to do, so it's fine. I'm gonna just let that one go. So I will see if it can distract it at least. I can't make any promises. But I will say there should be enough salvage that thing to make 100 arbalists. So if one of them gets torn up, it'll be fine.
Well, they fly, so I mean, they can get out of the way easier.
It's a good idea. Hey, and he points to Mira. You
Yes,
were very friendly when you came in, and you got very quiet now.
I'm not much for plans. I think we'll
That
just be
sounds
fine.
good because let me tell you, I have like 1,000 plans, and people are always griping that it's too many. So I don't know what the right number is, but apparently it's less than 1,000, and 0 is less than 1,000, so that's good. Maybe you're in the right direction.
Well, it's been lovely, but according to all you said, I think we have a lot on our plate. So let's go figure this out.
Okay, don't take, yeah, okay. Listen, one other little thing. Let's go straight
Okay.
back in there. Don't go around. Don't get confused. Don't go to other places within the whole general area, yeah?
Okay.
If we,
Okay,
if
but
we
like
go with,
one more question. Is there anything else that we need to watch out for?
We talked about the oxidation consumption organisms, right?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
We talked about the mercenaries, right?
Yeah.
Can I tell you about the shocker stomper? It's awesome.
Yep.
Metal wasps?
Yep.
I think you're fine.
Oh yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
I mean, what a way to go out. You know?
No, what? I'll show you the door.
Oh,
Thank
Oh.
you. Mm-hmm.
do you have any like snacks?
Snacks. Well, I mean, I do. I don't understand. You came without food? You came all the way down here?
Oh, we have like stuff. I just am curious if you have
Okay,
any
so
snacks.
he kind of skedaddles up to another door on the other side of the room from where you first came in. 'Cause remember, you're kind of in this living quarters right now, and he opens it up. And you remember how I said in his shop it was kind of disorganized?
Yeah.
That looked like a medieval monastic library compared to this junk room.
Excellent.
There's a 2-foot high, kind of 6-sided table made of welded scrap metal that's just covered with all kinds of scavenged bits of broken machinery, and also whatever the Forgotten Realms equivalents are of like half-eaten bags of Doritos and Oreos and Red Bulls and whatever, just like junk food everywhere.
Okay. I'm going to take just a couple bags of that and put it in my robes and say, aren't these nice? It has pockets, you know? You can put snacks in them.
Pockets are great, and this apron has pockets. Let me show you. It's really good because I can keep in all of my Arcano spanners and all of the other sort of, ethereal drivers and so forth. It's really fantastic. And I gotta have. Hey, have you considered a career in invention?
Yeah, asked her that already.
No, you know what? I've never considered that ever at any point in time in my life. No.
I'm so confused.
It's okay. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now. Have fun storming the barworm.
It's all right, Clay. This gnome's a few bolts short of a quarrel.
What? Oh, why does everyone use these big
Okay.
words?
We're not arguing, though.
No.
I'm outside.
I'm just gonna walk
Hey,
outside and say what.
Bye.
All right, so there's at least one thing you didn't tell us about as I'm outside.
What?
I don't know. He didn't tell us about it, so we're just expect something that we weren't told about.
All right, Sigor. We talked about maybe in listing the hobgoblins. Do we still want to do that?
I think if we try to, not me because I can't lie. This face just doesn't lie. But I think maybe if we can convince the hobgoblins that if we kill the worm, they can somehow get this rod easier.
Yeah, I mean the commander, she seemed pretty nice.
Yeah, well, let's think about it this way. The hobgoblins want to hurt the little gnome bloke, right? Because they want to steal his stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But if they die when fighting the worm, we have less of them to deal with.
Correct.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, they're not the best in battle anyway. We're not losing much.
Right.
I fought with a few before, not much.
But if the worm focuses on them and not me, means I can hit him harder.
Yeah, I guess. Should I go speak to them? Because I could talk to them in Orcish. Generally, they won't understand, but they'll just do what I say.
They didn't seem to enjoy your image.
Yeah, no, you should definitely not talk to them at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it went great.
I think Mira should take this one, and the three of us should go, do some pew pew stuff.
Yeah, we can look intimidating, but
yeah, let's have you in the back intimidating. Just
I'll stand menacingly at the back.
Exactly.
Yeah, do that. That'll be really good. And I'm gonna stay away. I don't particularly care for them, so I'm gonna also stay in the back. But I'm gonna want to see. So Clay, I might need a boost.
You can sit on my shoulders, little one.
Oh, yep, you'll get it. There we go.
I'm just gonna hoist you up, in one hand, just plop you on top.
Oh, there we go. My goodness, the air is thinner up here. My gosh.
I'm completely oblivious to this insult.
Tall people are weird. Just keep walking.
All right, Sigor, lead the way.
All right, we'd go back to the camp or whatever it was outside the fortress.
Yeah, so as you exit, he actually exited you through a different door than you came in.
Of course he did.
So you can see a tunnel that and you can see through the tunnel, you can see the faint welding sparks of the simulacrix. But yeah, to your right, you can kind of keep marching back down towards the smithy with the Azers, and then past that, obviously, the bridge over to the hobgoblins if you want to go back to their camp.
Oh, can we stop by the Azers and just be just work on one of the projects until it's done, and then go to the next one, and then just keep going. Let them know, just do a thing and then finish it, and then he's an idiot. Don't worry about it.
Okay, but don't go near the pile of scrap.
No, I know, no.
And they kind of raise their fists to you. They're
I appreciate it, material brother.
Right on, Flame Man.
Flame.
I've been told not to hit you with my stick. I stand by my word.
It's a good idea.
Oh, no.
I just trot off with Grimble on my shoulders.
Your flesh looks like fuel to me.
All right, it's getting a little weird. Let's just keep going.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So you come marching back over. It's only been a couple of hours.
Oh god, it was exhausting hours with that.
I mean, yeah, it feels like it was like a week ago almost.
Honestly, that's just me in the mid-afternoon when I've had enough coffee.
Oh.
Can I just say, next time, can someone else talk to me here at my brain?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So the hobgoblin sentries recognize you, and you see they send one of their smaller ones to run off as a runner to get the captain. And let's see, we're in the yes, Yargoth. Captain Yargoth comes up, and she's got an aide with her, and another couple of soldiers, kind of like guards with her. And she walks up. She's basically Trobriand, but just as a mercenary. And she kind of puts her hands. Very well. Do you have the artifact?
No, but we have some great news. We know exactly how you can get the artifact. But we're going to need
too.
help.
I'm sorry.
Yes, we need you to kill the worm. Help. We're going to help.
Are these people for real right now?
Yes, I think we can do this. With your help, we can do anything we set our minds to.
Now, what I want to understand is, I'm trying to find her voice again. I'm sorry. It's been a week. How is killing that thing gonna get us control? Is it the artifact?
Yes.
So what you're telling me is all this time, all we have to do is defeat the boar worm, and that will give us control of the mecha scorpions.
Can you believe that has been it the whole time?
Make a deception roll.
There it is. I was going to say, I don't know. Can you believe it?
Can you? Let's see. That is 17.
We should have known all this time. It only makes sense. That little gnome's mostly irrelevant to us. Soldiers, prepare for an assault on the boar worm.
That was easy.
Did you?
Didn't say that aloud, did you?
Did you?
No.
Okay.
When the GM asks you if you're a god, Ray, you say yes.
No. Just gonna hide under my hat.
Okay. So, she arranges for, let's see, what can she send? She's going to send several death dogs.
Oh.
And a squad of hobgoblins to assist. Very well. What's your plan of attack, Mira?
Fire.
You know where that simulatrix thing is? Where the Scalara are. We're going to attack it there.
The mecha scorpions. There's a trench.
Is it your intention to immobilize the target within that location?
Yes.
Yeah, though we're pretty sure once we start beating it, it's going to attack back and be unmobilized, but it's fine.
Basically, I was thinking, if we attack it, it comes to us, and we make it aggressive to the mecha scorpions. They're not that clever, you see. They just attack things that attack them.
That explains a lot. Very well. I will lead this squad to glory. We will defeat the Boar Worm, take control of the Scaladar, and you will be known as allies of Doomcrown.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right. If you need to, do you need to take another short rest before you head on to that, or?
I am just for some HP.
Yeah.
No, I think
You took a short rest, right?
I
yeah.
still have like 10 points of damage that I need to heal. There we go. I'm healed.
Okay, you can take a short rest while she's getting all the things together. So let's see. We're gonna have making
Who has
my
the
notes.
paint?
I think Grimble does.
What?
Okay.
The paint. The pots. Paint.
Sure. Yep. I do. I definitely do.
You don't sound very confident.
I don't remember. Was I given those? I mean, yeah. Yep. Yes, I have them.
And if you need anything else on that, you can ping me. I'll help you out.
I am, however, going to go run and get a glass more water because Sigur's voice
This
hurts.
is a good
hurts.
time to take. I know it's normally we would take it about half an hour from now, but just pacing wise, let's take a break here. Then we'll have the fight, and then we'll wrap up. So,
Okay.
Dan, are you around?
He was in the Twitch chat.
Okay. We have Dan.
The magic man.
we're back. Z105. All right. So, sorry, in another life, maybe I could have been a morning. No, I could never have been a morning DJ because I have to get up in the morning. Anyway, back for Drive Time Radio. We are here getting ready. So apparently, our adventurers who were first tasked to go kill a gnome artificer instead decided they like the gnome artificer more or less. You like him in small doses.
It's more we dislike the others more, if I'm honest.
I mean, he's not necessarily a bad guy. Though you decided to instead deceive the hobgoblins into believing that killing the boar worm would actually accomplish their goals, which was really a clutch move there, Mira.
Yeah.
Well done on that.
My gift.
And I want to take it. I think Clay may dislike Zox. I think Grimble likes him more or less when he can remember who she is.
It's more that Clay is just completely confused by him, and he just doesn't know how to react. And he's not really got the most social interaction in the world.
I don't know. I love Zox, and now I want to make him into a character if I ever play in a game again. But anyway, so you have taken a brief rest to recover whatever resources you need to do in that time. Yargoth herself is going to lead a small squad of hobgoblins and death dogs into the fight. And then your intention is to wait for it to come through the trench, ambush it there, and see what happens.
Yep.
Is that right?
Sounds
You
like
decided not to tangle with any of the other things that you were told exist in this area of Undermountain, like the giant metal wasps and the shocker stomper and those other things. Those weren't what you decided that you wanted to pursue, correct?
Correct. We actually haven't seen the shocker stomper thing, right? Like it wasn't something we saw and we didn't know what it was. And okay, good. I thought it was the castle that all the hobgoblins were living in, and they didn't know that they were living inside of a giant mechanical beast.
No. Think of like War of the Worlds style, like saucer on big legs that's shooting rays out of it. It's
cool. That sounds terrifying.
I mean, who doesn't want one though?
Me, I don't.
What? No, I would use that for every time I need to go through traffic. What? All right. So, by way of simplification, since there are a lot of potential NPC allies, for them, I will generally not be, for at least for the ones where there's a whole bunch of them, I will generally not be rolling. I'll use their average to hit against whatever. So, unless there's 10 of them, and on average, like, it would take, 20%, they need a 19 or 20 to hit, whatever that, if that turns out to be the case, then 10% of them would hit. And they're going to do average damage. In other words, I'm not rolling gobs and gobs of dice and adding stuff up, and everybody's sitting around here and waiting while I figure that out.
I was a little bit upset. Oh, not upset. I'm sad. It was like, oh no, what have we done to Kyle?
No, believe me, nobody else was worried about that. It's fine. What have we done to Kyle? Okay.
We've broken it.
You are. For those who might be new. Yes, Nat knows what's up. DMG mob rules. It's just, you know what? We're just going to go through with probability in our heads. So you are back in the vast cavern. And to reset the scene for people who are watching who maybe not have been here last week, or for other people who may have forgotten to just played, which is totally fair. There's a 20-foot deep trench around a 100-foot tall, half-completed metal archway that's built into a bed of scrap metal in the middle of this huge cavern. There are 4 Scaladar, which are basically mecha scorpions, hauling new pieces of metal to the arch, welding these pieces to it, and the cavern is otherwise dark except for those welding sparks from them. You can see what look like basically flying crossbows with articulated metal legs that they can land on, kind of doing sort of air patrol there in the upper reaches of the cavern. And somewhere far off through the ground, you can feel a very deep, almost subsonic grinding sound and vibration as the purple worm is kind of in the area. It's not ominous at all. Just hearing this subtle, and and like I said, it's kind of that super deep feeling you get like in the pit of your stomach when something is nearby and you can feel it in the ground, but you can't quite hear it. Unfortunately, you will not have lava children assisting you today.
Oh, I am very bummed and sad about that.
Gosh, I wish there were love, children. Ah,
Could have been
They
really.
just wanted you to play with them, Emma.
No.
Oh, I've got to write a whole new Lava Children adventure. Anyway, you also, this is just a reminder to you. You noticed in the past that, or the past, like when you were in this cavern before, that magic did weird things in the immediate vicinity of the actual simulacrums.
Yeah, that's gonna affect me.
But it's only if you're in the immediate vicinity. So it depends on where you are. There are bodies of ogres and goblins scattered around the cavern with big crossbow bolts through their corpses, laying there. This is not the first time they've carried out activities in this general area. So that grinding sound continues to get louder, and you know that means the worm is on its way. You were told that it's about 100 feet long and about 15 feet across, meaning that as it goes through the trench, it's not going to quite rise to the top of the trench. Are there any preparations that you want to do before it arrives?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I've got this paint. What are we? I'm not a painter, so what are we doing with it?
what can we paint that will hurt the worm?
Fire.
Well, I don't think we can paint fire. I think it has to be like a thing. Where fire is more of a not thing.
You can create inanimate objects or terrain features like a door, a pit, flowers, trails, trees, cells, rooms, or weapons.
We should probably build a bridge across the gap so that the
What are you going to paint
hobgoblin-
it on?
Yeah, it has to be painted on something. That's the
Okay.
problem.
Okay, can we draw like
And if you paint a form of energy such as fire or lightning, the energy appears but dissipates as soon as you complete the painting, doing no harm to anything.
okay, so no. What about making like some sort like viney stuff so that it's harder for it to travel? Would it just destroy it? I don't know.
Maybe.
It drills through rocks.
Wait, what?
It like burrows through rocks, so I don't think vines would stop it.
That's a good point.
What if we painted access shafts into the trench so we can get in and out easy for those of us that need to go fight the worm in the trench?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question from chat. Can we paint some adamantine? Adamantine?
Nothing
Too
create
much money.
Nothing created by the pigment can have a value greater than 25 gold. So if you paint an object of greater value, like an adamantine anything, the object looks authentic, but close inspection will reveal it's made from paste, bone, or some other worthless material.
Paste.
Okay. Well, I am going to at least sit down, and while we're thinking about it, I'm going to draw a tiny whiskey bottle so that we can all drink before we do this.
It's not like super fine whiskey, but it gets the job done.
24 gold pieces worth of whiskey.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, whiskey.
This is like Jack Daniels quality.
Okay, well, here you go, everyone. This is just in case we die.
That's fair.
The grinding sound gets louder.
Oh my God, what do we do?
We kill it.
Let's do a bit. Let's basically stick a big stick in the way so it's like, oof, I got hit.
Or like that'd be real
Like a
big.
barricade.
Could we?
I don't think we have time to make a barricade.
I
gonna
could try
say-
and throw stuff at it.
You could paint one because it takes 10 minutes to cover 100 square feet, which is 10 by 10, as we previously established. You've got about enough time to do about that much painting before it arrives.
I say we paint a giant barricade.
I don't think we have time for that, but or do we? Did you just say we did?
You've got enough time to paint something that's about 10 by 10, 10 feet by 10 feet.
So like a bedroom's worth of paint. Like
a
how and you said that the trench is like 15 feet across?
It's 20 feet deep. And yeah, we said it was like about 20 feet across. Yeah.
Okay, so you can't
Four
quite
times
fill.
that size.
So you can't quite fill up the bottom of the trench.
Would it be helpful if it's gonna burrow through there, that would be useless, so never mind. Good, I'm really glad we thought this one through. I think it'll be fine. It's just gonna be, I'm gonna cast some fire and hopefully y'all don't die.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
I can hit it with my big stick.
All right.
Are we on what side of the pit are we on? Are we on the outside or the inside platform?
I think you
Which side
can.
do you want to be on?
Yeah, I think you can pick. I think given what happened with the weird music, y'all should be on as far away from that arch as possible.
You didn't like Enya playing?
Sure.
For those watching, last time somebody cast a spell in the immediate vicinity of the arch, it had the added side effect of Enya elevator music being heard faintly throughout the cavern.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast a quick spell, a couple of them before we jump into this, and then we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna bless everyone at 4th level.
So what's that give everyone?
Wait, no, I'm not gonna do it at 4th level. I'm doing it at the regular, normal 1st level. I was like the wrong thing. And whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw, I'm gonna cast it like right before the like right as we see the worm approaching ish, because it only lasts like a minute. And then you can add 4 to that. Is that okay? Can I do that?
So is it 1d4, did you say?
1d4 to your attack or saving throw. And I'm like readying it so that I can cast it right before the worm.
I'm also going to ready a bonus action. I'm gonna do far step when the worm appears, which means that between my turns, as long as I'm concentrating, I can teleport back and forth 60 feet.
Okay. And you are on the outside or inside of the trench? What did you finally decide?
It'd be so much fun to be on the inside, but I think it would be kind of chaotic. So,
I mean,
yeah.
What is? I'm
I
already like,
have the surge table.
Yeah, make sure you got your surge table open.
I'm gonna stand close enough to basically be in range to attack it.
So you're down in the trench.
Can I not like whack it as it comes past?
No,
Well, it's gonna be like kind of. it's going to be a little bit of a reach because it's 5 feet below. So you'll be kind of like reaching down.
That's fine.
I mean, you should just jump on the back and ride it, right? Everybody in Twitch can. That,
I mean, that
that
was the
object that
plan.
you see in the big display in the Twitch, that's pretty much what you're about to be fighting.
I mean, that was the plan to jump on it, if I'm perfectly honest.
All right. This sounds awesome.
Oh my god.
You're going to get
You
a
know
lasso.
what?
Yeah!
I think I'll be on the archway, so I have to roll on the surge. Might as
Oh,
well.
yes.
Dan, don't encourage me.
Okay, all right. I'm scrapping the bless plan now. And I'm gonna ready wall of fire.
You're going to ready what?
Wall of fire.
All right. You're going to
Awesome.
fall into a burning wall of fire.
Yep.
I'm gonna be in the pit or in the trench.
Okay, but don't go near my fire, okay? Don't do that. It will hurt you.
Yep.
Into a burning wall of fire. All right. We're not using the marvelous pigments.
I mean,
Oh,
Can we really use them for anything? Like,
I just give you the tools you to figure out what to do with them. I don't know. I didn't think through like, oh, they could do this thing. That's
no, yeah. I just, I'm just thinking like, it's a giant worm. Worms tend to be squishy, but this is a giant worm, so it's not squishy.
and it's a metal worm.
Yeah. I mean, Clay's advice would be, well, if it's a worm, you see, what you do is you create a giant pattern which makes the rain sound, and then the birds come eat the worm. That could be a way to attract it.
or we could make it easy for people to get in and out of the trench.
Or what if we create a ladder?
Oh.
A
Okay.
You got time to make a ladder. Yeah, you got time to make a ladder.
I'm gonna make do I have time to make 2 ladders?
I guess.
I'm gonna make 2 ladders, but I'm gonna give one to whoever's in the middle and
So
keep
that's
one on
cycle.
which is going to be really effective in the midst of chaos, I think.
I think it's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah,
The grinding sound gets louder. Are you all ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Where do you want Yargoth and the hobgoblins?
Those can basically, I'm gonna tell them, right, lads, we're gonna stand next to the trench. When the worm goes on, we jump on and we start beating it.
To glory!
Ah! Like, I'm gonna start doing like a war chant, like an orcish war chant. Like,
I didn't think that was gonna work.
When you started doing that, you lost them. They're like, yeah. You're one of them.
Can we hear what direction the worm's coming from?
Below.
Okay, not as helpful as I thought. All right, well, I'm gonna like try to go somewhere so that I'm not super close to where the group might be jumping on it, because I don't want to cast a wall of fire while they're on it, but I'm gonna try and catch the worm whenever it gets up.
The grinding sound volume continue, and now you can start to see little bits, just the tiny bits of rock and so forth starting to fall from the cavern as this thing is shaking enough that you can feel it. Bye, Nat. Thanks for coming.
Okay, for Narnia, let's do this.
And so what we're going to do is have everybody roll initiative as you can start to see tunnel.
Right.
All right.
I have advantage and I rolled 2 10s.
I got.
Give me a
Oh, wait,
second. Give me a second.
Yeah, I just. That's just be like, go.
-1 initiative. This is fine.
I love clerics.
I'm just gonna yell to Grimbo. I'm hoping you're off my shoulders at this point, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm making sure before I jump on the floor. Just be like, please make sure you hear me.
Oh yeah, don't you worry. I got all of you, I think, maybe.
Does the bless, by the way, account for initiative?
I dropped the bless because we're all spread out. I have to touch you all, and it only lasts a minute, so no one has bless anymore. I'm sorry.
Okay,
have unblessed you.
You unblessed them. All right. All right. So first of all, who had a high roll?
What's ish? I had high ish.
I thought you had -1.
I did, but I rolled a 17, so I was 6.
Oh, you have a -1. Okay, sorry. All right. So
-1 initiative. You never
Mira,
go.
Mira, what you got?
16 as well.
Okay. Anybody have above a 20?
Good.
Okay, so it's going to be Yargoth and the Arbalests, and then you 2 people had a 16. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Mira and Grimble.
I had 15.
15 for Clay. What about Sigor?
I had a 9.
All right, so he's going to go after a lot of other things, which is basically actually Sigor's at the end of the order. So as the worm comes into view, Yargoth, who sees it, gives a hobgoblin battle cry. And you all get a leadership die, which is a D4. No, you all get, if you're within 30 feet of the hobgoblin.
Okay.
So that certainly is Clay. Probably Sigor. Mira and Grimble, it's up to you if you're within 30 feet. And you can add a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws as long as you're within that 30 feet of the hobgoblin.
Oh, so it basically is a bless.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine that I was farther than 30 feet just so that I could heal everyone, but
It's up to you. Just you tell me how close you want to be.
I'm going to say I'm pretty far away because I'm casting spells from a distance.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I'm probably there because I want to be able to heal them and also catch the worm when it arrives.
Fair. I mean, honestly, she's mostly making it for her squad, but if it sounds like it's just going to benefit Clay and Sigor. So you have a D4 for your attack roll and saving throw as long as Yargoth is up.
Oh,
Oh.
all right, there it is.
Ruh-roh.
Oh,
Yargoth's in danger.
So the arbalists are floating around. You can just see the front of the worm. So it is
The picture in the Twitch thing.
yeah. You can just see you see the front of that, the gears and all of that, all the grinding and stingers on its side and whatnot. And yeah, Yargoth is basically like, do you want to live forever? Come on. And Mira and Grimble, this thing is about 50 feet away. What do you do?
Go ahead,
50
Mary.
feet away?
50
I'm
feet
going
away
to cast...
from-
You're going quiet.
Sorry, it's
Me?
50 feet away from the group, the main group, the melee fighters, as it were. So what do you want to do?
I want to cast... is anyone in my line? Is anyone in my way? In front of me?
Don't think so. I would imagine you would have positioned yourself so they're not in your line of fire.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast Cone of Cold as a 6th level spell.
Woo! That's 60 feet cone.
Yep.
60 feet. Yeah, it's going to be just in there. Yeah, we'll say you can angle it where you can get it. Yeah, let's get that cone of cold going.
All right. It is 9d8.
What, does it have to make a save?
Yeah, 16. Constitution of 16.
Constitution save of 16. Oh my God! They rolls a 17. Wow. Boreworms have really high con saves, but I rolled a 6 on the die, so you're safe. So it has a plus 11 to its con saves, just FYI. Emma.
Okay.
And Adam, they're like, what? But yeah, it saves, but just barely.
All right. That's half of 52 then.
So it's 26 damage. Does it have any other effect?
No, only if it's killed.
Okay. No, so all of you see Mira hold up her hand, and just this gigantic, like it goes out 60 feet and 60 feet wide at its extreme, just swirling bits of ice and snow and sleet. And you see a layer of frost over the metal construct that is this boar worm for a moment. And you can see some of the gears kind of and cogs within it kind of freezing and snapping and cracks in the metal, but it isn't stopped. It's not even slowed. It's just cracked a tiny bit. It doesn't look like it has any appreciable effect on it, however, and it is still coming. Grimble, what do you do?
I am going to cast Wall of Fire. And I'd like to catch, like, I don't want to get anybody in it, but I'd like to get it like in the tunnel. I'm assuming, is that where it is? Is it in the tunnel?
It's just at the mouth of the tunnel. Yeah.
Point of order. Do I have to roll on the magic search table?
Were you right in the vicinity of the archway?
I would say so.
Then yes, please do.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh god.
Here we go.
It's
No
not
plan.
the fireball.
Well,
Let's see. It is 81, which is you take an additional action immediately.
Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah, so all of you see the simulacrix, that archway, flare for a moment, and it's magic. That electrical energy almost swirls around Mira for a moment. You see her moving extra fast, like as fast as you've ever seen her move, and she's just a blur of action. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast fireball as a 5th level, and that is a dexterity save of 16.
It's going to fail.
Mira's just gonna one flip this thing. We're just gonna be there like, yeah, guys, we did it. And Mira's just like, yeah, guys, I did it.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, and then one more. That's 31.
All right. So with one hand, so as the magic from the archway envelops her, with one hand she throws out this cone of cold, and with the other she conjures a giant swirling sphere of flame, hurls it across the archway straight at this thing. And you said 31 points of damage.
Yes.
And again, you see that there was the ice all over it, and the little icicles and thin layer of frost, and that immediately evaporates as it is just engulfed by flame. And as that dissipates, you see where the metal is blackened and more pieces of it have broken, but it is not slowed in the least. It is just weathering the whole thing. Grimble, what did you say you were doing?
Well, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, that's real good there, and then I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire.
That's right. So you're casting it kind of like this.
Well, how wide is the thingy, the tunnel?
It's
again?
20 feet across and 20 feet tall, so it's 20. So it's 60 feet of length.
Okay. Oh, so I can. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take my phosphorus and cast that. And so you need to make a Dex saving throw DC 15.
So I want to see something, because as I recall, I mean, it's a question of is it now or later. Don't misunderstand me. You're fine. When the wall appears, okay, so you're just wrapping the whole thing, so to speak, right there at that entryway, right?
Yes.
So this is interesting. So you're gonna want to keep that up, because that's gonna it's persistent while you maintain concentration.
Yeah.
So it's gonna make what's your DC?
15.
Which it just fails. It has a 14.
Okay.
So I need a 5d8 fire damage. Look at y'all.
Okay, well, not bad. 27.
That's all right.
What's
Again,
the
so all
damage?
of you see just that trench, just the trench itself just light up with fire that's unlike the fireball is persistent and staying there. And it's so you're yeah, and it takes that flame and you see it kind of surprised for a moment, not surprised, but it's takes that for a moment. Anything else on your turn, Grimble?
Can I cast my spiritual weapon?
Spiritual weapon is no, that's a 2-leveled spells.
Then I will cast.
Well, you have a bonus action, but it would you needs to be something that's a bonus action.
Well,
It's not a
spiritual
spell.
weapon is a bonus action.
Yeah, but you cast with your main action, you cast a leveled spell,
Oh,
so
okay,
you
I
can't
gotcha.
cast a spell with your bonus action.
Got it. I'm gonna cast Sacred
Sacred Flame is an action. You cast Wall of Fire with your main action.
Oh my god, you're right. And then I'm not gonna do anything.
All right, that's fine. Clay, this thing is 50 feet away from you, barreling towards you with ice and fire all over it. What do you do, Clay?
I just want to check because there's one thing I want to. Just know, I basically my weapons count as magical.
Good to know. Thank you.
Just for the purpose of damage immunity. Second of all, if I do a bonus, by bonus action, if I wanted to, sorry. So I have Primal Savagery, which is a melee attack, basically, which gives me acid damage. Would that count as a melee attack in terms of my stunning strike?
You have.
So my Primal Savagery causes my fingernails, teeth, to make a melee spell attack against the creature. And then I also have another ability. It says if I make a melee weapon attack, if I hit it, you can spend a point to make the target stunned if they fail a con save.
Oh, okay. So you're combining the.
I'm combining the Primal Savagery with Stunning Strike. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I think you said it's a melee spell attack, right?
Yes. And it's also
melee spell attack is a melee attack, unless it says a melee weapon attack.
It does say a melee weapon attack.
Okay, then it's not. Then yeah, you can't use them together then because one's a weapon attack and one's a spell attack.
Okay, so well, anyway, am I able to jump on top of it?
Not yet. It hasn't gotten to you yet. It's still 50 feet away.
Still 50 feet away. Okay. So then what I will do is I can't really do too much. I'm gonna ready my action then and wait till it comes into range. Actually, never mind. You said it was 50 feet away from me, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna create a bonfire on top of it as a cantrip, which needs to make a dex saving throw of 14.
Okay, you said bonfire.
Great bonfire.
Okay. It fails the saving throw.
That's 3d8, which is terrible. It's a 9 damage. It's 9 damage, yeah.
9.
And it's a permanent bonfire now on top of this wall of flame, basically.
Until as long as you maintain concentration.
Yes.
Okay.
And then that's going to be it. Actually, I can take a bonus action. Sorry. I can do a bonus action to. No, sorry, never mind. I can't. Never mind. Sorry, I can't.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. The boar worm now could. So next are the death dogs and the boar worm. The death dogs go first, but these things are not. They're not there yet, so they ready an action to jump down as soon as this thing gets in range, which it now does. So it gets in range, or it gets up to where you are. It's taken a chunk of damage. It's not slowed down really that much, but it's takes a chunk of damage. So as it gets closer, it's 5 feet beneath the surface of the rest of the cavern while it's in this trench, right? So it rears up its head now that it's taken some damage and surveys the scene, sees that there are these people there, these things that are attacking it, because it feels the attacks on it. It's got programming to be able to respond and defend itself.
Did it get within 10 feet of Cygor?
Is what?
Did it get within 10 feet of Cygor?
Yes.
I would like to take my hold the line attack of opportunity on it.
Oh, you use your reaction?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which dice? Don't fail me. Oh, that almost failed me. Does a 20 hit?
A 20.
Mod 20. Dirty 20.
I got you. A 20 does hit.
Yes. So its speed is reduced to 0. Which is hell of important.
Yeah, it is.
And it takes 9 slashing damage, which is magical.
Okay, thank you for the magical part.
So our
Okay.
fire damage also doesn't it take from the bonfire?
And it, I mark it.
It hasn't ended its turn there yet, so it will when it at the end of its turn. Yep. The same for the wall of fire. When it ends its turn, it's going to take damage from the wall of fire and the bonfire.
Especially since its speed is now 0.
Well, I was going to stun it as soon as it came into range anyway.
So 2 things happen. One, now it gets to make its attack, and now it has a very definite target to hit. So it leans down with its grinding jaws, these gears that are spinning, and it tries to chew up Cygor, and it makes an attack of 27 to hit.
It has disadvantage because I have my cloak on.
So that makes it a mod 20 to hit.
It still hits.
All right.
And now the cloak doesn't work anymore.
All right. Hang on. I need some more dice.
Oh, that's never what you want to hear the DM say.
That's always what I want to.
So I have a question. This is not a good question, but it's a question. Is this magical damage? Does he count as a magical creature, or does he count as doing magical damage?
Its attacks do not count as magical.
Yay! I get to take -3 off of whatever this crazy shit is.
Hang on. I got to dig out all these.
Oh, that's the wrong accent.
Oh, I don't need to do that. I got this now. So it's gonna do. That's not. Oh yeah. I gotta add that there. All right, so 11, 22 slashing damage from the grinding jaws.
Cool.
Which is 19 for you, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, so it's held still, but you hear this giant cracking sound behind it as the ground starts to shatter. And this thing is 100 feet long, 50 feet of it is out. The tail erupts out of the tunnel from behind it, flailing around, looking for something to sting. I'm going to say at this moment, it can't reach anything with that tail stinger, but on the next round, it will be able to at least do that. Now, at the end of its turn, it still has to make saving throws against the bonfire and the wall of fire. So first of all, I'm gonna do the bonfire. What's your DC there, Clay?
40.
It passes. It passes.
Oh, so it's
So it doesn't take any damage because it's a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's your DC there, Grimble?
15.
It fails. They're not very dexterous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Gotta add this on a calculator though, because I can't add these things. That's 32 fire damage.
What? 5d8? You rolled really high.
Well, it's 68 because I cast it at 5th level.
Ooh, not bad. So you said 32? Okay. It's starting to almost look like you've started to kind of do a little bit of significant damage to it, but not quite. It's getting there, though. It's wearing it down a little bit. Um, it is now Cygor's turn, which, by the way, you have your reaction back now. Cygor, this thing is right beneath it. Well, it's beneath you, above you, around you, because it's trying to grind you into tiny little bitty paste. What do you do?
Hello, beastie. And I will make 4 attacks. One of them being a bonus action attack.
You said they're all magical, right?
Everything is magical, yes. My halberd is a magical weapon. It's only a halberd of warning, but it still counts as a magical weapon. All right, so I'm guessing, does a 13 hit?
No.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 hits.
Okay. Oh, I should have noted, and I'm sorry that I didn't. You saw, when its turn started, you saw a little pulse of energy within it, and you saw some of the metal kind of fusing back together.
Yeah, well, that's what I was. Let's see. So 23 slashing damage, and it's marked. I'll move so that I'm within 5 feet of it.
You're within 5 feet. Don't worry.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm within 5 feet of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's my mark thing, and then that's. I mean, I guess I could do it. Yeah, I'll do it now. I'll action surge now, just because.
May as well.
Yeah, because I might die. Let's see. Okay, you didn't roll well. You didn't roll well, so I'll do 3 attacks. Oh, natural 1. Mother. All right, so 2 more hits.
Don't forget to be adding y'all's D4s.
Yeah, a natural 1 is
that doesn't help you at all.
And I rolled a 3 to 4, and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to get high enough at those either.
Yeah, no.
So it's 16. So another 26 damage.
Ooh.
I have action fed for the day.
All right, now this thing is starting to wear down a little bit.
Good.
That's my turn.
All right.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, and at this point, the death dogs, they haven't been able to attack it yet, but they've jumped down onto the side of it, not where your fire is, because this thing is so long, it's fine. And the dogs are on top of it. And now the hobgoblins, on their turn, you see them pull out their long swords and just jump onto the thing themselves. Let's see, a quarter of them are going to hit, so that's going to be one of them is going to hit, and so you see them all slashing at it with their swords. Unfortunately, their swords are not magical, so one of them manages to kind of get it wedged in a little bit, and you see the thing kind of shudder as it does effectively 6 points of damage. Because they're all kind of helping each other. They get martial advantage because they are used to working as a unit. And now we are back around to Yargoth, who screams something in Goblin that doesn't make any sense and runs up with her longsword, and she is obviously much more practiced because she makes several attacks as she's kind of making these flourishes with her weapon there. All of which hit, and that's going to be a lot of damage. Unfortunately, well, before it gets reduced for not being magical. I'm used to rolling. So it does. She does effectively 11 points of damage to it. Oh no, she does. Oh, she does a whole lot of extra damage because she also has martial advantage. So Yargoth is no slouch. Another 6 beyond that. All right, and we are back to Mira and Grimble.
Okay. I wanted to ask if there's people in. There's probably people in the way, right?
At this point, it's got hobgoblins and dogs and Cygor all over it.
All right. Then I'm going to cast this as a careful spell.
Okay.
And that protects. Ooh, I rolled 4. So it protects 4 people of my choosing. I'm going to protect anyone who's in the way. I'm going to protect the Captain Yargoth, Clay, Cygor, and then the hobgoblin that hit it.
Okay, fair. And what do you?
And then fireball.
Oh, actually, this thing is so long you could cast it on another part of it and not hit them.
Okay, then I'll take back my sorcery point.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I will help you out with what you're trying to do if y'all tell me what you're trying to do. And my goal is to narrate it in a way that makes sense. But this thing is 100 feet long.
Yeah. Okay.
So
then I'm gonna use my last 5th slot to cast fireball again.
What's the? It's a deck save. Hey, Cygor, the thing that you did that's reduced its speed, it didn't affect its deck saves, right? Ooh. What's your DC?
16.
Okay, it passes.
It passes?
It saves.
If I were to take maybe one, I could bend luck maybe and see if that helps. Would taking away 4, what did it roll?
18.
18.
I'm sorry, 17.
17. 17 minus 4. I could possibly bend luck. I spend 2 sorcery points as a reaction and roll 1d4, and I take that off the score.
All right, roll your 1d4.
I rolled a 4.
All right, so it fails. And
So
she's definitely gonna be making that mild magical in a minute.
36 damage.
36?
Damage. Yeah. And then I got to roll on the table again.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
50 even. Let's see.
50 even.
I think that's a plant, isn't it?
No,
Yeah,
I
whenever
can't
she
speak.
speaks pink bubbles, I have bad news for you, though. That affects any spell that has a verbal component.
Oh dear.
The next minute.
However,
that's all right.
I will also tell you, this thing is looking rough now. She has pumped a lot. The 2 spellcasters, and honestly, and Cygor as well, have pumped a lot of sorry, I said the 2 main spellcasters.
It's just like done nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, they've pumped a lot of damage into this thing. Grimble, what about you? What do you do as you're seeing pink bubbles come out of Mira's mouth?
Oh dear. Well, that's nice. I'm gonna take out a pinch of sulfur from my bag and blow on it and cast Flame Strike down on this.
Strike.
Yes.
So what does that do?
So in a 10-foot, it's basically a giant cylinder of fire that comes down from the sky. And please make a Dex saving throw. DC 15.
It passes.
But you will take half damage now.
So 46 fire and 46 radiant.
Correct. Okay.
This is nice. This is a good spell.
Yeah.
So 14 fire and 14 radiant. So half of that for each.
Oops.
Sorry. I should have specified that. I forgot that you made the save.
Yep. But that's fine. It's still, yeah, y'all have done a lot of damage to it for sure.
It's still in my ring of fire.
Yeah, at the end of its turn, it has to make its save.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure that it was.
Yep. It can't move, so that ring of fire
right.
is cooking the part of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's my turn.
Okay, Clay. This thing is now right in front of you. What do you do?
Okay. So I'm going to basically, first of all, I'm going to smack it with my staff, my big boy staff. And that's a plus a 1d4. I didn't roll. There's still a 1. 15 to hit.
15 will not hit.
Cry. Okay, pardon me. And then I'm just gonna try again. And that's not hitting either.
Yeah, you're physically making contact, but it's just glancing off the heavy magical metal this is made out of.
Okay, and then I'm gonna take a bonus action to flurry of blows.
All right.
This is just gonna hit. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I just completely forgot how to play D&D. I'm sorry. Sorry. It wasn't a 15. It was a 23. I forgot to add my hit DC bonus.
Yes. Once you add your actual.
Sorry, it's a 23. Sorry, I remember the rolls. It was a 23 and a 19. Sorry, my brain just.
Yes, those will hit.
I'm so sorry. My brain just broke. Okay.
Clay is leaking through.
It is. That's gonna hit. Also, I'm gonna spend a key point. So can it make me a Constitution saving throw of 14?
Oh yeah.
Roll a run. 1.
Oh my gosh, it is a 14.
Oh.
It's a 3 on the die, but it has a plus 11.
Oh god. Okay, never mind.
No reaction.
So that's 7 damage on the first one.
Your stuff is magical, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna bash it again. Well, I rolled that. That was a 19 that you said that hit. So again, that's a 10 damage again. And then I'm going to do a flurry of blows.
But I thought you'd already did a bonus action.
No, it's not a bonus action. That stunning strike is in the bonus action. It's just a special. It's when you hit with a melee attack, you can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned until the end of the next turn if it fails a con saving throw.
Okay, and you can spend multiple key points on a turn.
Yes.
I never played monks. So
Yeah. No, you can.
Why would I play a monk when I can play a wizard?
And then I can also make it spend an extra key point to cause an extra martial dice, which I have as a 1d6. So it's going to take an extra 10 damage total from spending another 2 key. I'm just pumping all my key points into him.
Yeah, no, do it while you can.
Yeah, and then with my flurry of blows, I'm going to attack twice, which is caught. That's a 19 plus 1d4. It's going to hit.
Yeah, its AC is 18, so.
That's not going to hit. So the first one hit, the second one doesn't.
Plate mail.
It does an extra 5 damage. And additionally, I get basically bonus AC on that.
Okay.
And then, since I'm right in front of it, and it might want to bite me, I'm going to spend another key point. Actually, wait, is that a bonus action?
Patient defense is a bonus action.
Yes, that's a bonus action. I'm just going to... I don't think I can do anything else. Can I step off the wind? Is that bonus action? That's bonus action. Nope. Okay, can't do anything. I'm just gonna stand there and yell at it like.
Okay, that's your choice. The death dogs are gonna start biting it or trying to bite it. They have to get a 14 or higher, so that means that they have a 35% chance to hit. So they can make a total of 10 attacks. So 3.5 of those are going to hit. So we'll call it 4. So it's going to take a total of 10 points of damage from the death dogs. Yeah, Stunning Strike can lock down fights fast, But when you have a plus 11 to your con saves, it makes it harder to lock it down.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, it's a 100-foot long metal worm. So, I mean...
It's got to be a proper powerful thing to strike that.
Yeah, that would have to be a heck of a thing. The boar worm now gets its turn. Again, you see a pulse of energy as it repairs some of its damage. And it is going to do 2 things because it can do 2 things. First of all, it's going to try to grind Cygor into bits again.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, it's just defending itself.
You do have disadvantage because my cloak turns back on when it's my turn.
Fair.
Because it's amazing.
Oh, that's so good because of the second roll, it has a natural 1.
Ooh.
So your cloak did protect you. However, its tail stinger that broke free last time is now going after Clay.
It has disadvantage on that attack because it's not attacking me and I'm within 5 feet of it.
All right.
I love you so much. I just say that.
So its tail stinger comes flying around towards Clay. I think I already know the answer to this. Does a 14 hit?
No. Oh.
So yeah, it just passes right over you as you kind of matrix dodge out of the way. And that tail stinger, it looks super nasty because not only is it long and sharp, you can see some type of thick greenish liquid dripping out of it. And it is now at the end of its turn, it's going to make its dex saves.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Oh, my form fire's gone. Yeah.
Okay, so it's still, but on the wall of fire, it's still got to make its dex save because Grimble did not cast another concentration spell. So
Correct.
it's going to have on its dex save a 12, so that's going to fail. So wall of fire, let's get that damage in there.
Okay. 26.
26 fire damage. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is starting to look pretty rough at this point. It's now, you can see where pieces of the gears are just kind of spinning on their own, and parts of it are kind of like pulsing and breaking. So you've got this thing down pretty low. Cygor, it's your turn.
Well, Cygor's going to do what Cygor does best. Hit this thing hopefully 4 times.
For AC 18.
All right. Oh. No. So 2 hits. I just keep hitting twice. Whatever. 23 damage. And I will remark it.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
All right. The hobgoblins are still flailing away at it. And what did I say they did before?
A quarter of them hit.
Yeah, a quarter of them hit.
They did 6 damage.
6. Yeah, I'm looking at this now. Yeah, that seems right. Yeah, that's good enough. They're not the real heroes here.
Captain Yargoth.
And back up to Yargoth. Now, Yargoth is still screaming her bloody head off at this thing. And, oh yeah, for her, I actually roll because she's more fun that way. Whereas for the others, I'm using the mob rules. Only 1 hit this time for 4 slashing damage. All right, Mira and Grimble, can you finish it off?
Yes.
It's close. Remember, Mira, that you can't use verbal components.
Yep.
But you probably have a sorcery stuff that you could do.
I do. I have subtle spell, which means you can cast a spell without any of the components. So as I'm shooting pink bubbles from my mouth, I cast Fireball at 4th level.
All right. Dex save. Here we go.
Yep.
It's going to have an 11 on its dex save.
Just a minute. All right. And then I gotta re-roll these again.
You an elemental adept?
No, I just have to roll 9d6s. 38 damage.
Whoo! It's not down, but it's hurting.
Hot damn.
And instead of shouting, just pink bubbles come out of my mouth.
Can you roll another D100 for me?
Yep. It is, let's see, 25. An eye appeared on my forehead. During that time, you have advantage on wisdom rolls.
Mira, your third eye has opened. And you all see, again, as that thing just flares, and all of a sudden... and, yeah, this thing is... it's looking pretty rough now. Grimble, what do you do to it?
I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level, I think.
Tell me when you've decided.
Yes. Yeah. Well, 3rd. So wait, 4, 5. Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Maybe. Well, we have to see if I hit it. Okay, dice, don't fuck me up.
All right, ranged spell attack.
Does a 17 hit? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry. Let's go. Well, no, I'm probably gonna like flip it off, maybe yell a little, stamp my foot on the ground, have a quick solitary cry.
This very angry little gnome there.
No!
Clay, what do you do?
To Lysol. I'm going to okay, I am going to again whack it with my star. Very creative here. First one is a 19 to hit, which hit. And I'm going to use my martial die again to give another d6. And I'm also going to try to stunning strike it. So can it make me a DC con save 14?
Sure.
Worth a try.
It has a 20 on the die, so it's a 31 on its con save.
Yeah, it's fine. That's anyway, it's 2d6 plus 4. That's going to be 12 damage.
12 damage, all right.
I'm going to once more whack it again. And that's, well, it's 18 AC, didn't you say? 18
is the AC.
Yep, that's not going to hit on the second one then. Okay, and then I'm going to flurry of blows again. And that's going to be 2 attacks. That hits. And that's plus 7, or only 4 on this. Oh, I got 4. 18, so I hit on both.
All right. Get that damage in there.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Almost there. I'm just going to see if I can do this twice, that's all. With the, I'm just not sure, because I can do basically extra damage martial die.
But it doesn't take an extra bonus action, right? You can.
No, it doesn't. Where is it? Sorry, it's at the bottom. When you hit, I know it's just when you hit. It was once per turn. Sorry, it's once per turn, so I can't. But anyway, that's just 2d6 plus 2. So 1 and a 4. That's 10 damage.
Oh, so close. Anything else on your turn?
I can't do anything else.
All right. The dogs keep biting on it, but it is basically healing up just enough to heal up their damage, and it's kind of regenerating itself a little bit. Cygor, it's no. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do two things. First of all, tail swing stinger coming around on Clay again.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
I hold my staff up in the air, just like, ah!
Does a 21 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, so
Cool.
going to do. First of all, I need a con save from you.
Mm-hmm. And that is going to be. I should check if I got. I think I have bonuses to con. I don't know. Minus plus 5. 21.
Okay. Oh, that's really good. So first of all, you're going to take
Get stabbed in the shoulder.
15 piercing damage from the slice from the tail stinger,
Mm-hmm.
and you resist most of the effects of the poison in the tail stinger, but not quite all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. I needed to find more dice, so I was running out of dice.
Not great.
Oh crap!
That's not what you want to hear.
Take 7,000 damage from.
Fortunately, it's going to be half of this.
It's over 9,000.
I got to roll that again.
This is fine.
I'm just gonna hide.
What did you say? You said 21 on your con save?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. That's really good for you.
How much am I taking?
So you're going to take 18 poison damage as you resist half of it. It would have been 37 damage.
Oh, that's not bad. I'm still pretty chipper.
And then it's going to try to grind into Cygor.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. And it had disadvantage against him as well. So.
I know.
Does a 23 hit you?
Yes.
You know, as I've learned with Grimble or with other characters in MS, but I don't remember which, sometimes that doesn't hit. So that's going to do only 24 slashing damage.
Which is reduced by 3.
However, at the end of its turn,
gonna take
Grimble's wall of fire flares.
Kills
That
it.
does.
And as it does, that fire penetrates to the core of the worm, and the worm kind of shudders. That tail stinger flames back the other way as this 100-foot-long metal worm goes straight, shudders one last time, and falls still into the trench.
Is it piercing thing? It's a stinger still in my shoulder.
No, it just stung you once.
Ah.
No, it's just a tail stinger that it has. You have defeated the boar worm. A cheer goes up from the hobgoblins, and Yargoth looks at you and says, "This is fantastic. Now, how do we use this to control the Skaladar?"
Yep.
Well, what you need to do is inside its like gut.
Good at deception.
You've got to go inside it. It's like located in its throat.
Yeah, give me a deception roll.
Good. This is good.
Yeah, I was really hoping a lot more of you were gonna die.
Could that help? Could I like intimidate her into doing it?
No, that's going to be deception.
Yeah, you're lying.
Yeah. There's no intimidation there.
I'm trying to shout and bubble.
13.
See. What the hell kind of lie are you telling me? I knew you half-orcs aren't to be trusted.
No, he was confused. He's not real good with like the anatomy portion of anything. So, it's actually not in
Look at him.
throat. It's in its gullet.
Isn't that what he said?
I mean stomach. It's
At
in his
this
stomach.
at this point, Sigor, as he hears all this going on, Sigor takes 10 feet of movement and then jumps 24 feet up into the air and out of the trench because he's got boots of springing and striding. And he lands next to Yargor and says, "Yeah, so here's the thing.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're gonna want to walk away.
What's happening?
Oh, why is that?
Because you're not getting what you came for.
Because what?
You're not getting what you came for."
And the other hobgoblins, you see them. They haven't really put away their long swords. They kind of hold them up, and they're like,
Question.
And I point across the chasm at the bubbly mouth Mira. It's like, do you see what she can do? She's blowing bubbles out of her mouth and she's still burning shit to the ground. You really want to do this right now?
Hold up here.
You
Can
still
I,
bubble.
as a spell, cast banishment on Captain Yargoth?
okay. So there's going to be two things here. First of all, yes, banishment. What is your DC?
My DC for banishment is a 16 charisma check.
Kyle, you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Oops, I just clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, a DC 16 charisma save.
Yep.
All
And
right.
I will
they get
bend
a
my
bonus.
luck
Wait,
if
with
it's not
with
passed.
guidance. With guidance. Oh wait, does that help? No, it doesn't help. Never mind.
Oh no, I promise you, her leadership die is not helping you with this. But yeah, no, that wouldn't. It doesn't help any of this anyway. Okay, so she rolls a 19 on her charisma save.
19
Is
let's
higher
see
than
if I might-
16.
But she's
If
thinking about
they-
bending luck.
Yeah, I can bend my luck as a reaction. I have to pass sorcery points, but I rolled a 3, so 19 minus 3 is
16.
yeah, so it doesn't matter.
All right. So, but that's still. I mean, it spins your point. By the way, can you roll me another D100?
That would be 98.
98 is a high number. Oh, Enya starts playing again.
That's the perfect music to kill hobgoblins too.
No.
If it had been one higher, you would have gotten all your sort points back.
I know.
So,
Can I walk up and just basically like
well, hang on.
I'm
We got to finish resolving. So she makes this charisma save, and she's kind of like she doesn't know exactly what you did. She just saw the archway flare and the music start playing because you had to use subtle spell, so she doesn't see that you cast it, but she saw that something happened, and then she looks back at you. Can you?
I point at Clay.
yeah. Wait. I got this. Don't worry.
Hang on. I need an intimidation roll from Sigor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
While this is all happening, can I take out the paints and draw something in the ground over there?
You can start painting, yeah.
22.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Nice.
And where is she?
Can't guidance that.
Yeah,
can
no,
I?
she can't roll higher than that. Yeah, the way
She
I'm
also watched a dwarf jump out of a 20-foot trench and land next to her.
I keep that in mind. I'm like, yeah, no. I mean, she's got a, and she looks at you and she says, "Does it really have to be this way?"
Yeah. You're good soldiers. I don't want to kill you. But if you push, you all aren't walking away alive.
When Doomcrown finds out where you sleep,
He's happy to find me. Just don't make it you. Make it that other guy that has a shitty command.
she barks something at her soldiers again in Hobgoblin, and all of them except for the one that was actually hitting the worm.
Yeah, he's like, we can take him.
No, the rest of them kind of sheath their swords. They're glaring at you. That one, he takes a little bit longer. Like he's thinking about it. He's like,
Don't overachieve, kid.
he sheaths his sword, and they start making an orderly retreat. But they're glaring pretty hard at you. Anything else that you do here? The Arbalest and Skylet, you still see the welding stuff happening up there on the simulacrix. What do you do?
I just wanted to. Can I first of all, would the poison from the stinger?
It's not the poison condition.
It's not the poison condition, but the poison itself, because obviously it hurts. Would I be able to collect that in my water skin, or would it dissolve my water skin?
No, it was just injected kind of into you and kind of burned in your veins for a moment, but it didn't. But
it's not collectible.
Not from what's in your body.
Like from the stinger.
From the stinger itself, I mean, you could probably spend some time and try to find the receptacle within its tail that contains the poison.
Could I do that?
Yeah. So while he's doing that, what was Grimble painting drawing in the dirt?
She was drawing like a tiny little anvil and saying a quick prayer to thank.
What, you gonna drop it on her head?
No. It's like a little it's like a mini altar to.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm still in Wile E. Coyote. That stuff is so Wile E. Coyote to me. So I was imagining just conk.
No, that's a good idea though. Should have done that. But no, I was creating a little tiny forge with a flame on top of it.
All right. So, what do the rest of you do?
As we're sitting here, does it seem like the rumbling and everything else has stopped? Like whatever was like because this thing is dead.
Yeah, the only sounds that you hear now are in this cavern are the activity of the Scaladar and the popping sound of the bubbles coming from Mira's mouth. From other tunnels, you can hear other mechanical sounds, but not that grinding deep sound of the boar worm itself.
I think we finished what we came down here to do.
Is there anything special on the worm? Like anything that's like worthwhile that I can tell was valuable, given that I am a herbalist?
I would point out to you this is a mechanical worm.
True.
So you can, if you want, you can give me an investigation check.
Yeah. That's gonna fail.
What's the roll?
It was an 8, and I don't believe I have anything to. I have a -1 to investigation, so it's 7.
So with your 7 investigation, this is definitely a big chunk of metal and machine, which you promised to Clamorsham.
Guys, that's not the right voice. Shall we go give this to Clamorsham? I forgot the voice I was doing. I'm just gonna go with that.
You were using some kind of I don't know if it was Scottish. You were
Scottish.
Shrek.
Wait, that's it. That's more attention. I don't know. It's going Irish now.
It started Irish and then it went Scottish. It was Irish last week. Listen, I get it. I don't think I used the same voice for Yargoth twice, so
it's all right.
We should go down to Clamorsham and tell him we beat up this worm thingy. The accent, just a traveling accent. It's terrible.
It is the traveling accent. All right.
The Rocky.
Oh, that's good.
Who knows where this accent goes?
So is that what y'all are doing?
Yeah, we'll go check in with old Crazy Pants.
Okie dokie.
So you make your way back. It's not that far since you have
not going the way by the
He has shown you the direct way between his palace and the construction site. And yeah, you can make your way through. And again, you see there. This time, when you go up to the door, as soon as you walk up to it, you're getting ready to knock. It swings up in front of you, and there you see his hair is wild as ever. His apron is still grease stained. He's got tools in each hand, and he's like,
I think I met you before. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're the project manager one, and you're the one that's really mean to me because you're really tall. And you're so kind. You're so nice.
looking at Mira.
Yep.
Well, no, it was only a minute. That the
Yeah, it's only a
by
minute.
now,
It's
she can speak again.
Yep.
So, what happened? You're all alive. Did you finish?
It
Yep.
did.
That's so great. Did you? Is it still that? Where is it?
It's in the trench.
Perfect. I can get the Scaladar to work immediately on disassembling it and repurposing its various mechanical bits and bobs and incorporating them into my design.
You know, you might want to let them finish their current projects and then you could send them on a mission.
But there's so many things in there that I can use.
Yep.
So why would I want to wait?
Because you are running them ragged and they're not finishing
No,
anything.
not the fire dwarves. My scorpions.
Oh, yeah, you know, you could do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna just have them take it apart and see what happens there. Did you run into the shocker stopper?
Nope.
No.
That's probably good. I don't like to mess with it. It's got some kind of weird magic things back in there behind it.
But you probably should know a few things.
Okay.
The hobgoblins still want to attack you. So you're going to have to deal with that eventually.
Anything to them. Why are they like this to me?
They want your Scaladars.
You know, they could have just asked and I would have sold them some.
Yeah, well, hobgoblins sometimes don't think in curves. They think in straight lines. Also, we killed that boar worm. Trobriand probably ain't going to like that, and he might come for you.
Oh, he's got bigger things to deal with than a giant worm. That's not a lot. There's not a lot of things bigger than that, are there?
Just feel bad if I hadn't warned you.
You know, you're not quite as nice as Mira, but you're pretty nice after all. You seem like you like to pretend like you're not nice, but I think that you're nice.
Nope. Just fair.
Oh, this is fantastic news. Okay. Anything else that I should know before we get started on the disassemble?
What do you need our help for this?
I don't know. How handy are you with hydro spanner?
What's that?
Oh, come inside. I'm going to show you. I have a new design for my hydro spanners that they can be used to take this thing apart very quickly. I have so many ideas. And let me go find it.
And he starts digging through all of his papers to find this paper. And immediately, as soon as he sees like 2 or 3 other plans, he forgets about that tool and starts talking about something else that he's designed that he can't wait to build now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I live here now, so.
I have a new friend.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the surface and report that rumbling stopped.
Yeah, and I'll make sure that Badgie takes his anti-gas pills.
Right.
Well, if you ever need us.
If I ever need you, what?
Exactly.
You don't understand. If I ever need you, then there's always got to be like the second clause in a conditional statement like that.
It's okay. It's okay. You tell us about your plans, or you can tell me.
Oh, yeah. So then once I get all the Scaladar together, then we're going to go first of all, we got to take Shocker Stomper apart and take all of that thing stuff because it's got like this magic dodecahedron back in there, and we're going to use that. And the magic that's in that, I'm really sure we can repurpose it for all kinds of things. It's just going to be great.
Brimble's like shoveling those Doritos in her mouth so she can't quite hear.
I'm just gonna find the the big badger, and I'm just cuddling the badger
Oh.
this entire time.
The badger is so happy to have another friend. It's just snuggled up to you and then rolls over for belly scritches, and it's just enjoy. It's just as happy as can be. And even though Zox kind of didn't like you, you see him kind of soften because he's like, "Well,
Anyone that Badger likes must be kind of okay.
It's the only tolerable thing down here.
But what about all my inventions?
Living tolerable things. I don't like the mechanics. They're not raw. They're not real. They're not live.
But they are real, though. Look,
he takes his little.
They don't have a soul, do they?
what's a soul?
It, the spirit of life. Grimble would know what I'm on
Are
about.
you going to
wouldn't
start
you?
singing? Please don't start singing.
Think of it like an energy that everything has.
Oh, Maxie bit the force.
Sorry. Sorry. Jar Jar leaked in there for a moment. Okay, well, I guess that's going to wrap. So Grimble is going to stay down and try to get Zox on some sort of semi-organized thinking,
Yep.
and and who knows what may come from that. And then Clay and Sigor and Mira just heading back up to the surface to report. And Mira said that if he ever needs them again,
Call.
Call.
she didn't say it. She just said if we ever need us again, call. So that is going to wrap us up for today. So thank you to my wonderful players for having fun these last 2 weeks with me. It was great. We have new friends, new people in the VR community. Thank you to Falcon Wolf for the massive amount, the storm of bits that just happened in channel. So thank you very much for that. And as always, very much appreciated to Dan, the man who
The magic man.
The magic man. Come on, Mama, he's a magic man.
Yes, it
Sorry, I grew up on listening to too much Heart. So Dan is not only the primary driving force behind Variant Roles, he's also running tech for us today because he's cool like that.
He's not just the president of Variant Roles, he's also a client.
Right. So we're going to go around. We're going to do the thing where you tell us who you are and who you are on the internet. If you want people to be able to stay in touch with you on the internet, and what your favorite moment today was. So we're going to go around, and this time we're going to start with Mira.
All right. Hi, I'm Izora Liddell on Twitter and Variant Roles if you want to find me. I think my favorite thing was when bubbles started coming out of my mouth.
That was pretty great. That was indeed pretty great. Next, Matt Clay.
Yes. Hello, Matt again. Galawit on Twitter. Which you asked me to explain. Basically, so my surname is pronounced Dallo. It's the first bit. And there's a thing basically in England where you say like, oh, allow it. Like allow it, basically, which just means like let it go. Sort of like, oh, it's fine, allow it. So it's just kind of like a play on the word like allow it.
So, okay, what was the first part? It was a camp that you.
It's my surname.
Oh, okay.
So Dallo is my surname, and then allow it.
Oh, okay.
Allow it.
I got you now.
So even though they're pronounced differently, it kind of works out. But no, my favorite thing was honestly just watching Mira just destroy that thing in like 2 hits, and just being like, there's a giant worm, and then there's just like this sort of, it's just like this happy sort of just going like, bye.
Well, and Mira, I mean, to be fair, Mira and Grimble together could have taken.
Yeah, actually, and
them
Grimble
could have taken this thing by themselves if they needed to. It would have been a little bit tougher because they would have needed to do a little bit of stuff to keep it from getting to them, but I feel like it could have happened. Um, and fantastic. Emma,
Hello. That's me.
that's
Uh,
you.
so, yep, you can find me on Twitter at MK Hansen, where I talk about all sorts of stuff. And you can also find me on Tuesdays on Dice Priority on the Dragon Heisters game, where I play Mixed Magpie. And my favorite moment, I think probably I don't know. There were so many good ones. I think probably my favorite moment was just that we were all really scared to fight this giant mechanical worm, and we just like, no, you're not going anywhere. Also, we're gonna destroy you.
Yeah,
And
y'all had a pretty good plan.
it was flawless.
Just all, I mean, Clay took a little bit of a hit, and Sniper took a little bit of a hit, but it wasn't too bad.
Right, exactly. It was great.
Fantastic. And then finally, Adam.
I'm Adam. I'm on the Twitters at Adam_J_Pearson. I also sometimes occasionally appear here and play D&D and other things. I nerd out on the internet about all kinds of cool things. My favorite moment today was probably the whole thing with Glamoursham. Just really funny and just perfect role play moments where we like basically talked for like an hour and didn't do any rolling. It was just really funny. I mean, it was just really good.
I had a great time with him as well. So I'm Kyle, aka Techno Scald, sometimes on the internets, including on Twitter and other social media. If you see Techno Scald there, it's probably me. Unless they're saying something really terrible, in which case it probably isn't me. But I haven't run into anybody using that name yet, knock on wood. And I also write occasionally a blog on role playing games at technoscald.me. And I'm here on Variant Roles a lot. I don't have anything announced right now upcoming, but there are a couple of different things in the works in the hopefully not too distant future. Because we are not quite done with this campaign. We are very close to it, however. So look for stuff on that. Speaking of which, again, we're not quite done. We also have games you can see here on Twitch if you scroll down and see the schedule on Mondays and Wednesdays. I don't remember the exact final date of what we've got here, but it's coming up really soon. So if there are any remaining signups and you want to be part of this, then please feel free. We're always looking for new folks. In fact, I believe that Matt and Izora, this little two shot was your first time with Variant Roles, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So welcome to the family, the community. We're glad to have you around. And then tonight is in Saturday, June 1st is the last of the current Mad Mage games. So that's coming up really quick. And then there is other, don't worry, the channel's not going dark. There are so many things planned. I don't know what all has actually been announced, so I will let everyone else handle that in case I accidentally spill the beans on something. I prefer not to accidentally put my foot in my mouth that way. But there's a lot of stuff happening. My favorite moment, by the way, is just everything with Zox. He's just a joy to kind of like. So I work from home and I drink a lot of coffee at home, and by 2 or 3 in the afternoon, that's about how I sound. So I didn't drink that much coffee today. I just in fact, and I was having a little bit of wine because it's Saturday and I'm not working. Yeah, Invisible Sun tonight, as I entered to myself a minute ago, because like I said, Zox is me. Invisible Sun tonight is kind of like modern urban fantasy / surrealism with demons and flesh pockets, apparently. I don't know what the flesh pocket thing is, but apparently that happens around here. And then on Sunday night is Urban Shadows, which is more urban fantasy, although it's not using Invisible Sun. It's a different game run by our good friend Taryn, and a bunch of the people that are in channel now are part of that. It is super great. So thanks again to all four of you, to everybody in chat, to Dan, and we will catch you in the future. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Or the past.